Alrighty. Yeah, there you go. We should be ready to get started, I hope. Yep, we should be ready to get started. Let's do something. You heard me typing like that? Well. But the compressor should be on though. Yeah, but the compressor is on. Yeah. Compressor should be on. Let's double check the compressor really quickly. Noise gate and compressor, yes. Everything has been set up. So, I think an intro might be in order. Now, does it? I think an intro might be in order. So, let's get going. That's a weak clap. It's a weak clap. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 5. People, if you liked having dinner, but that dinner isn't sitting right, well, welcome to the stream. I might have to disappear for a few minutes every now and then because my dinner doesn't like me. Welcome to episode number 5. Episode number 5 is gonna be a little bit special because we might have a guest later on in about half an hour to an hour. There might be someone appearing on stream and we might have a picture-in-picture mode because this dear fox right there, might be joining me on stream, and the dear fox is a huge beginner of the game. So we will have something like teaching an absolute beginner or partially teaching a beginner to do a few things in the video game. Also, you might have noticed the title. The title says, I miss Hunter. Well, yeah, we're most likely gonna abandon Windy the Mage because I'm not having that much fun playing Mage. We might gonna change into Hunter permanently. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. So until then, let's head on in. And you might have noticed something. There is a few other things happening on screen right now. I basically did a few things and I blocked over the chat with our dancing buddies right here. And since our dancing buddies here are blocking now the chat, I want to have had something very interesting there. So that's about it basically. So, since we're waiting on the fox, we only have the stockade stuff. We have nothing else anymore. So, the choice for my mage with level 23 is not much. What can we do? We still have the Murloc poachers available for us, and treacherous retrieval we're not gonna do. So that means everything here is finished. We only have the Murlocs. So that means this character is going into Duskwood until we change over to the Hunter. We have to do a few things with the Hunter. We are going to teach our guest how to craft things, how to get into crafting, and we're gonna catch a rare monster in Dun Morgoth. We're gonna catch Timber because we have decided we want to have a white-maned wolf as our pets. And let's see. Also, the Melvor idle screen down there is active. The Melvor idle screen will disappear once we do the picture-in-picture with our guest, because I did a little bit of crafting and all of that stuff, and basically I have a multi-monitor setup. And the right monitor over there is being captured by Melvor Idle. Also, my guest stream will be on the right monitor, so I have to capture the guest stream. There's a little bit of on-the-fly settings that I have to change, but it should look pretty good in less than a minute. So that is hopefully this setup. And this is what we're doing. So episode 5, we're gonna level a little bit of the mage, and we might change into the hunter later on. And if we change into the hunter later on, we'll most likely switch permanently to the hunter, because if you look back at my Turtle World of Warcraft streams, I played a lot of hunter in those streams, and I kinda got to like it, because the downtime that a mage experiences it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying, the downtime that the mage experiences, and I kind of want to go into the hunter and just keep on pushing. Your Pokemon is dancing too. I have a lot of gifts ready. I haven't moved a lot of them, but we have Travolta, so Travolta is definitely a choice. If you want to change out the GIFs in the comments, you can tell me in the comments if you want to change out the GIFs. We have Travolta over there. We have our Wiggling Doggo. So we have our Wiggling Doggo. We also have, well, Squidward twerking. I mean, sure. And we have, well, the Carlson dance. So if you want to see a different GIF, just tell me on YouTube down into the comments which GIF you want to see. I have a lot of them. I have even a few more backed up. So if you want to have a special GIF that you want to see, you have to tell me if you want to see a special GIF, and I'm gonna change around the GIFs in the next episodes. I have a lot more GIFs ready. However, I have to be somewhat careful not to overload the stream, because my PC is getting very close to the limit of its capabilities. So the PC might not like what I'm doing right here. I had this set up with a few new scenes, but it didn't like that at all. So I'm running pretty much at the limit of what the software or the PC can handle. So yeah, I'm semi-limited in our capabilities of what I can further do. This is pretty much the maximum currently that you're seeing. We got the legendary Legend of Stalvan quest, which is a huge quest chain. It's a huge quest chain. I'm not so sure if we're gonna do the Legend of Stalvan. It yields a ring at the end, if I recall correctly, so it might be really cool. Alrighty, that's a few more quests available for us. And let's get another quest. And as we can see, we have a lot of stuff to kill. So let's level up Windy. I think we're still gonna level Windy at the end of the day. I think someday Windy will definitely be leveled. However, for now, I think we're gonna focus solely on the Hunter to have a little bit of fun with the Hunter. Alrighty, let's get out of here. These are the Swen stuff. Yes, this is the supply for Swen. And we have to get Shadow Weavers. We have to kill Shadow Weavers. And that's pretty much it. So we have to kill Shadow Weavers. However, this is a 28 quest. I'm not so sure if we're gonna handle a 28 quest with a 23 gnome and mage. Probably not, but I am seeing some ores. These are 26, 27. That might be really tough. Let's get the ore, because I still need a little bit of money. We're currently on 15 gold. I have sent 3 gold to Irun, but Irun has gotten new bags that we can equip, or rather I already have equipped. This is kinda bad. Yup, 28. That's not happening. We're moving. Ouch, that hurts a lot. 18%. There is a black worgen over there. So if we want to have a black worgen, there is a black worgen there. But I do like my worgens white skinned, because I think white skin or white fur looks really cool. I mean, it's kind of obvious that I like white hair, right? It's kind of obvious. And Irun, of course, has white hair as well. Who would have thought, right? As for jobs, Irun will basically be a spitting image of my turtle World of Warcraft hunter, which means we will have skinning and mining as our primary money gainers, because on turtle World of Warcraft that yielded quite a lot of money. And the whole journey that we're doing here is preparing for the Burning Crusade. And for the Burning Crusade, we need just simply a lot of money. So making money with those two jobs might be really, really intelligent. So this is what the jobs will be on the hunter. And other than that, the hunter will be fully played. And by fully, I mean fully. And I might get into fishing. You guys know how much I love fishing. You guys know how much I love fishing in video games. It is so incredibly exciting. So incredibly exciting that I will probably do it because, well, fishing makes also a lot of money, because guess what? Nobody wants to do fishing. Nobody wants to do fishing, so we're most likely gonna get into fishing. We will go into first aid and cooking as well. So the character already has learned cooking, already has learned first aid. Is not on par in the levels, of course. The character is level 12 after all. But we will fully equip the hunter most likely. And it will be one of our primary characters in Classic. And then we will level the Paladin, because the Paladin will be an active part of the Burning Crusade, because I want to play tank. So the overall getup that my, well, character roster will look like is the Hunter and the Paladin. Hunter main, Paladin second in Classic. And on the Burning Crusade, we're gonna have Enhancement Shaman Chidorí, or maybe a different name, but most likely Chidorí, as our main. And we're gonna have our Paladin as tank as our secondary. And we might pull up the Hunter as a tertiary. So that might definitely be a thing. But it's a long road ahead. And I think the mage might be retired. The mage might retire at level 35. If you've played World of Warcraft, you know what that means. If a character is retired at 35, it will become a job slave. At level 35, you can max out in-game jobs, which means our ability to get tailoring up and maybe something else will drastically increase, and we can max out the skills on those professions with ease by supporting them with the other characters. So having it on level 35 might be the way to go. That is why we're still leveling here before we actually fully switch over to our hunter. Right. As for Melvor Idol, you can see I've been combating something that is looking like a mage. Basically, currently the Melvor Idol account is handling dungeons, and these dungeons need to be cleared one by one. If we look into our inventory, we have these, well, interesting gemstones right here. We're missing the purple ultra gemstone, and we are still waiting for a 1% drop chance. So the Melvor Idol dungeon that is currently rolling is attacking the mage dungeon for a 1% chance to get the ultimate gem. And that is what we're having on Melvor Idol today. It took the entire night to get the superior gem from the zombie dungeon, and the mage dungeon might take all night too. We have one spider silk, which is pretty cool. What else do we have? We want to have the gooey spider legs. We want to have the crisp spider legs. And this spider ichor maybe. Because our hunter needs some crafty stuff. And I want to get some meat to my hunter. Because our wolf is called... what's the name again of the wolf? I didn't use the old name that I had. I did a fresh name. Fresh name. Nim is something else. I did a fresh name. I believe is Talis. Talis is the name of our pet. And Talis is a meat eater, which I approve. I like eating meat. As tortured as the meat is, the better it tastes usually. We need to hear the screams of our good and tasty meats. So the better it is. And our wolf is probably also more happy if she gets tasty meaty. Alright, everything else is pretty crappy. Let's kill this guy. Nice double crit. No loot in it. So we should be having spiders all the long way, which is the case. So we keep fighting. And this is now the final boss in Melvor, the Elementalist. This is our final boss that we need to fight. And hopefully we hit the 1% chance. I will notice right away when the 1% chance happens. Because the 680 loot that we have, it's way too small on your screen, will turn to +1, and then I know we can attack the next dungeon. We're being bitten to death, however. I don't like this. Direwolf, please leave. Thank you. There we go. So that's for the updates. Another big, giant update I didn't mention so far. We have a schedule change on the stream. We used to stream a little bit less because this guy had a new job. Well, I spoke with my job, and as for the moment, I am semi back to my old schedule, which means we made a compromise that I no longer have to start at 7 o'clock, and I don't have to end the stream early anymore. So we have almost the old schedule back. The old schedule was from 20 o'clock until 23, and the new schedule will be until 22:30. So we have 2.5 hours now as our stream schedule. So we stream schedule. So we're pretty much back on track when it comes to gaming, which is super nice, which means we can now focus on our stream a little bit more. And I am no longer as tired as I used to be because I am a night owl. I do most of my work at night. And well, if I have to wake up way early in the morning, that does not compute with me. That really kills my drive and my energy levels. So I should also be performing a lot better coming the next few weeks once my daily routine goes back into night owl mode and I am back on track when it comes to physical performance as well. Because my physical performance was actually really hurting. So my physical mental performance will be back on track hopefully in the coming weeks, so that we can focus really well on work and focus well on this work and focus well on the video game work. I know juggling 3 jobs at the same time, not that great, but it's what I chose to do. And if we're back on healthy screaming, I have it with the screams now, streaming schedule, then we might have a good time ahead of us. Sound in the background, I want to have this please, so you don't notice when I click out of the game and click into Melvor, and we will have further music, which is great. Now we have the supplies from Darkshire, we have to go to Sven Jorgen the Hermit. Alrighty, so let's keep on tracking. And again, if you want to change over the GIF, please tell me in the comments on YouTube if you want to change the GIF. That is definitely a possibility. Or you can change, you can tell me on stream. If you come to twitch.tv/Hanazaki and visit me while I play GMT +1, 20 to 22:30, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, never Sunday, because I did that in the past and we're not doing that again. You can change it on the fly. You just have to tell me that I need to change my GIFs. Alrighty, we have reached Ravenhill. We have Abercrombie over here. Abercrombie, give me a new quest. We have to speak to Madame Eva, and we have to find ghoul fangs. So we have to kill ghouls and we have to kill skeletons. They are, however, quite high level. And I'm a pretty low. I'm a pretty low, and it's gonna hurt a lot if I do this. And welcome to the Hydraulic Mage channel. Today we're going to crush the enemy with our Eyes of Rosebolt. Let's get over to Swen, get down to Jitters, and then we should be pretty much good to go. The lower cemetery has lower level enemies, so we can farm the lower part of the cemetery. So that would be pretty good. Overall, we're doing good. I want to find a new add-on, because not find a new add-on, try a new add-on, because our dear Sani, which you have seen in the last episode, Sani has found a new quest add-on, which basically gives us the most direct and quickest path to level up in the game. And that might be really interesting, because we are trying to reach the end game not as quick as possible, but semi-efficiently, of course. We're gonna reach, I do want to reach it semi-efficiently, so that is an add-on I am interested in. If, for your knowledge, the add-on is called Guideline Tugs. It's called Guideline Tugs, and maybe Guideline Tugs is a efficiency quest add-on, and it might help us choose our most efficient path. Don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. We'll check it out probably tomorrow, because I didn't really have time to set up anything today. And yeah. There we go. I am definitely... Ooh, health regeneration reduced by 50% because I have rabies. So I should get to the doctor and get a shot against my rabies. If you're actually bitten, this is not a joke, this is actually like true advice. This is like actually true advice. If you're bitten by a wild animal or an animal in general, but especially by a wild animal, even a random dog or a cat on the street, if you're bitten or clawed, please get to the doctor ASAP. And get yourselves a rabies shot. That is actually like not a joke, that is like actually advice. If you're bitten or clawed by an animal or a wild animal, please seek medical attention immediately. Because if that animal was infected by some sort of rabies and you show rabies symptoms, you're done. You will die. It is 100% fatality. However, if you get a anti-rabies shot immediately, like immediately, you can still make it. But if you don't do anything about it and you show symptoms, it is over. So if you're like ever, speaking of rabies, like actually like bitten by a wild animal or clawed by a wild animal, please seek medical attention immediately, get a rabies shot, and even go to the ER, please, because that stuff is no joke. Once the rabies has set in, you're goner. So that is like actually like valid advice. Please do that. Okay, we have reached the next anime. Well, let's kill our next anime. There we go. The rabies shot is not a nice shot to get, but it's better than the alternative, which means death, like actual death. And last I heard, death is not compatible with life. So, yeah. Death is definitely not compatible with life. And this is running out of range. Stop running out of range. Alrighty, and I would very much like to play some music in the background because Darkshire music, as you can tell, kinda sucks. Darkshire music kinda bad. I would love for you guys to play some real music, but YouTube says no. And since these episodes will be uploaded to YouTube, to the channel LivePlay HCTV, self-promotion today, yeah, we can't have music, unfortunately. I would love for you guys to listen to the video game music that my video game will have, but can't show you that out of copyright reasons because I don't want to reveal my own music. Basically. Which is kind of sucks. So I have music at the ready. I have the license for it because I'm the license owner, but I can't give it to you because I don't have the copyright yet. I technically have the intellectual property, but I haven't trademarked my video game for now, so can't do it, unfortunately. Can't do it, unfortunately. Can't do it, unfortunately. And there's more Ladim here. He's in level, I believe, 30 or 32 elite. It's gonna slap like hell. So let's not touch more Ladim, please. So we have the first rabid wolf killed. We still need to have the dire wolves. We still need to kill the dire wolf. So where we're finding the dire wolf. This is one dire wolf, but that's a rabid dire wolf. We still need the starving dire wolf. So let's keep running. We need the starving dire wolf. So which are the starving ones? So which are the starving ones? That is a rabid direwolf. That is a rabid direwolf. So why are there two kinds of direwolves? Well, there is one, but the one is dead, unfortunately. There is another one. There is another one. Let's get that one killed. There's another one as well. So they seem to be at the shoreline. Yep, they seem to be at the shoreline. Hello there, Spider. Hello there, Spider. Spider, nice crit. Nice crit, nice triple crit. Well done. With the next enemy, and this is why I want to switch over to Hunter. The downtime is actually killing me. I really hate the absolute downtime the mage has. It's driving me absolutely insane. Like the damage is great, really. The damage is great, but we have to sit down for like 10 seconds every single enemy. It feels like every single enemy. So that goes really against my grain, and I don't want to have the downtime anymore. So yeah, we're gonna you know, switch to a Hunter because I apparently really seem to like Hunter. I really seem to like Hunter. This is something actually that does not happen in Final Fantasy. I always compare these two games. But downtime in Final Fantasy simply plainly doesn't exist. If you're outfight in Final Fantasy, your regeneration rate of stuff goes like 20x and you're full in like 6 seconds. So if you just walk to another enemy, you're already full again, and downtime basically doesn't exist in Final Fantasy, which is really nice. And this game honestly could do the same. They could just simply remove regeneration outside of a fight and just like let people push faster and faster. Because I think drinking for like, okay, we're almost empty. So let's see. How many seconds do we actually have to drink until we're currently full? Let's see. We're already sitting 10 seconds. 20 seconds. So to get my mage full, I have to sit a solid 24 seconds. Every second enemy. That's kinda annoying. That's kind of really annoying. And the hunter just doesn't care. The hunter just runs ahead and just smashes and destroys every single enemy in front of him. So for my sanity, we're definitely gonna switch to hunter. In the coming episodes. Again, here you can see my routine, my bio clock has not yet been reset to the old schedule, so I forced myself to try to adapt to a new schedule for like 6 weeks now, and it simply doesn't work. I just don't work well in the morning. I'm someone who works at night. That is just how my DNA has structured me, because that is actually something called the chrono clock. In your DNA, there is something modern scientists, and it seems to be proven by a few papers now. There seems to be something like called a chrono clock. Chrono meaning time, and clock, of course, is the clock that we refer to. And the chrono clock manifests in your DNA, and it basically tells your body when to naturally get sleepy and naturally expend your sleeping hormones. And that's the natural time, the natural process, and the natural moment of your body, the chrono clock, where this happens. And my chrono clock happens at around... I get really sleepy at around 3:34, and even with my new schedule where I had to wake up pretty early at 6 to 7, and when I went to sleep at 22, 23, my chrono clock just did not adjust. I tried many things, many helps, and it simply didn't do jack shit. So I tend to believe those papers who talk about the chrono clock, and the chrono clock meaning the natural time where your body falls asleep. And for me, that is around, in Germany, of course, it's GMT +1, so you have to like make the math in your head. But the natural time that my body falls asleep is around 3 to 4 o'clock in the night. So this is why me being a night owl and shifting around my schedule to fit that is actually healthy and beneficial for me, because my health was like actually suffering from it. I've been an insomniac for all my life due to reasons we'll not get into, because these are very bad reasons why I'm insomniac, so we're not getting into that. However, because me being an insomniac for 20 years plus, I've done a lot of research when it comes to sleep. I have been into sleeping clinics. I've had all of the probes on my head and on my chest and everywhere, and I have had like something oxygen measurement in my nose. I have had like a sensor above my ear, behind my ear. I had a sensor here, 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 a sensor here. Basically, I was probed the hell up. I was absolutely probed the hell up multiple times. Like, for reals, like I was absolutely like probed up on the entire body. And I have all of the medical documents here. So definitely not a lie. I've been into medical sleeping clinics for most of my life now, and from what I gather, when it comes to sleep, we really don't understand it. We know we need sleep. We know stuff happens when we sleep, like the bioregeneration cycle of your body begins when you sleep. So sleep is actually necessary to survive. That is why we sleep, because the bioregeneration happens while we sleep, and lots of things happen. However, in retrospective, if we look at the whole picture, we don't really understand sleep. We know it's necessary, we know it does a few things, but truly understanding sleep is not something that we do. We have good guesses, however, and one of those guesses is the chrono clock. And it seems to be like a real thing. Like I got to know the term chrono clock around 2.5-3 years ago, and then I started my research into chrono clock and what it means, what it does, and what it correlates with my own personal experience. And turns out I believe that the chrono clock system is actually true, that you have a natural time where your body wants to fall asleep, and for me it's between 3 and 4 o'clock at night. And if you adhere to that sleeping schedule, and if you adhere to your own personal chrono clock, and this is not something you can measure, this is not something that can be scientifically proven or anything, it's just from a person to a person, it's an individual assessment. Everybody has to find their own chrono clock. Chrono, the German came as chrono clock, the chrono clock. If you adhere to your own chrono clock, your sleep quality will improve drastically, which mine does. If I actually sleep when my chrono clock comes in line with my daily schedule, I have a much healthier sleep, I have less interruptions while I sleep, and the overall quality of L1, L2, L3 and REM is much more increased. So that's definitely a thing. So you should look into what your chrono clock is, especially if you have trouble sleeping. Try to know this when your body naturally falls asleep, and try to avoid substances like caffeine the whole day. Even if you're addicted to caffeine, you have to have a neutral base. And if you find your own neutral base, you might find the time slot where your chrono clock activates, and when you get a much more healthier amount of sleep. Now, what is L1, L2, L3 and REM? Well, these are the sleeping states. These are the sleeping states, the different phases that you go through when you sleep, and each of these levels, level 1, level 2, level 3 and REM, have different functions and purposes of sleep. REM is what people call the dream phase, and REM is not exactly the dream phase. It's the dream phase, and then there's L3. L3 is the deep sleep. L1 is falling asleep. L2 is sleeping phase, L3 is deep sleep, and REM is the dream phase. I believe, I could be wrong, I have all of the medical data over there. Again, it's just something of my own research. And from what I gather is that the L3, the deep sleep phase, is necessary for you to process information. The REM sleep is the one who activates the bioregeneration, the healing of your body. And L1 is the one who gets you sleepy, and L2 is the one who manages sleep. Very roughly. Sleep, what sleep, yep. That's very roughly. L1 gets you to sleep, L2 manages sleep, L3 is the deep sleep, and REM is the dream phase. And there's another one that is really important, that's for men, that's the arousal state. Haha, arousal, penis, breasts, vagina. No, the arousal state is actually really important because men produce testosterone. And the testosterone levels are, for a man, really important. Because testosterone is produced in the balls, and the arousal state is actually very normal for men. Actually, like super duper normal. And if your arousal is not functioning, that might be a hormonal dysfunction for men. Ha! Breasts, penis. He said arousal. No, but for real, it's like the arousal set is actually important for men, because if you have problems with your testosterone levels, that might hint on a hormone dysfunction. So everything makes sleep if you look at the graphs. And if you should not look at my medical, you should not look at my medical graphs. Not joining me now, sure. Basically, when you look at my medical graphs, basically your graph should look a little bit like this. You should switch between REM and L3, sometimes L2, sometimes L3, sometimes REM, and there's the wake state, and my first night was the wake state was the through line. So basically I just had a full wake state and I couldn't sleep because they tried to force me into a sleeping rhythm that my bio clock and my chrono clock did not regenerate. Did not agree with. So my chrono clock was definitely disagreeing with what the clinic did, and as a result I did not sleep at all. So coming back to the first big argument, we're back on schedule. We have the we have almost the old schedule back, so that means my mental performance and my physical performance should increase, which turns into a better stream hopefully, and into less yawning. I'll still yawn. Let's not kid ourselves. I'll still yawn on stream because, well, it is what it is, right? I'm a tired boy. I'm working way too much. So I'll still yawn on stream, but it will hopefully be a lot less in the next few days. But yeah, never said that this stream was child friendly, and well, that's just what that is what is measured, like actually measured in the sleeping clinics. Like, it is, your hormone levels actually play a huge deal when it comes to sleep. So that's what it is, guys. That's just what it is. And if you want to know more about my sleep experience and experience with sleep schedules, sleep clinics, well, come over to the stream. Today's the self-promotion stream. Come over to the stream and ask me a few things, and I can even pull out the papers. What a lot of bullshit. Yup, absolutely bullshit. Well, if your balls are shit, you have bullshit. If your balls are shit, well, yeah. That is a dysfunction. It is a bullshit dysfunction. And our drop rate for skeleton fingers is really, really, really bad. As usual. But that is actually like a thing that is like very, very, very important, especially for men, because our hormone levels are actually dictated by sleep. Because there is a side effect. If you wake in the morning, if you're a man and you wake in the morning, you know which side effect I'm talking about. And it has everything to do with your testosterone levels. And it's called... what's it called? What's it called again? What's it called again? It's it's NPT. It's NPT, and now we're gonna go penis. The thing that I was talking about with testosterone is actually called the nocturnal penile tumescence, and that's the reason why we men point up in the morning, because it has everything to do with your testosterone levels. And if you do not have your Johnson pointing up multiple times per week in the morning, there might be an issue with your testosterone or hormone levels, because NPT, nocturnal penile tumescence, is actually important for the function of a man. So yeah, interesting topics today on Hanazaki TV, I tell you. Very, very mature discussions about penile tumescence. But yeah, NPT is the reason why we point up in the morning or after sleeping, because we gather up all the testosterone that we have, and it needs to be expended. And the only way we can expend it is, well, with visiting and draining the sea monster. Visiting the golden throne and draining the sea monster. That's the only reason we can get rid of it, and that is why NPT exists. And the drop rate is terrible. While I say this, we dropped another one. Very good. So yeah, I've done a lot of research. I've been very passionate about sleep because I don't get any. That's basically the reason. I'm very passionate about sleep because I don't get any. And that's actually something I wanna actually like invest in, like in research, in products. And because there is a huge lack of research and products when it comes to side sleepers. Most sleeping stuff you can find is very generic and is very mass produced. So if you wanna be a back sleeper or a belly sleeper or a side sleeper, things are usually very mass produced, and I'm a heavy side sleeper. I can only sleep on the side, and the products that are available are not that great in Germany that I've seen. Might be worldwide, who knows, but the sleeping equipment I have found for side sleepers actually not that great. So I truly want to get into like investing into sleeping and all of that stuff. Like if the video game works and I have a little bit of funds available, I would very much like to invest into sleep research and do proper sleep analysis for side sleeping and all of that stuff. So yeah, interesting field. Very, very interesting, very, very deep when it comes to knowledge and general depth of the topic. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I want to get into sleep research. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Very weird. Has nothing to do with World of Warcraft, but I want to treat this like my podcast, my Hanacast podcast. So I want to talk about whatever. So I don't care if we're not talking about World of Warcraft. This is just a means to an end. It's just me having a hissy fit and talking for 2.5 hours and trying to sound knowledgeable. And in the end, I'm just bullshitting. I'm just another guy on the internet. What the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? What authority am I to tell you what to think, or what to believe, or what to listen to? I am no authority. I'm just a random guy on the internet. Why are you even listening to me? Just go away. Just go away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I need more skeletons. So many people here. Oh my god. So many people here. Oi. There we go. We resisted very nicely. Let's do this. Let's have this. And damn. The hunter is wearing the pickaxe. This pickaxe has been worn by my hunter on turtle for a long time. So I very much know this pickaxe that the hunter is wearing. It's a really good one. It's slow. It's a monkey axe, so it has agility. It has stamina. It's a really cool thing. You're saying ready, which is pretty cool. So that means I need to have a Discord call with you. So let's do this really quickly. I need to first get you into a Discord call. Let's do this right here. Let's hope it's not too loud on stream. Let's see if it works.
It works.
Oh, but it's very loud. I'm sorry. It was very loud. I'm sorry, guys. That was very loud. Please talk something.
Hello.
Oh my god, you're super loud. What the hell? Now your microphone is really, really good. Why? No idea. Hi, Fox.
Hello.
So...
It wasn't my fault, it was yours.
No, it actually was Discord's. No, your microphone is actually different from yesterday, so...
Okay.
Yep. So, let me do something on stream really quickly. So, because I have prepared something. If you want to share me your screen, Fox, please, that would be cool.
I forgot about that.
Yep. So now we have to unlock this. Now I have to do this and this. Now if I disable this filter, enable this filter. And if I do this over there and this over there, I should be able, if I click this now, magically, to have your stream on my side, but I want to mute your stream so we don't have a double audio. And if I do this, you can have your full screen. Oh, my camera is not aligned. Well, there you can see the problems that I have to face, guys. You can see the problems. My camera is definitely not aligned with this. So let's align my camera really quickly. There we go. And now we can have a picture-in-picture, so I can show my dear guests on stream now. Wonderful. So let's log over to our hunter, and then we are doing a few things. Fox, what do you want to do first? Do you want to learn crafting, or do you want to get your new pet first? Or try to get the new pet?
You asked me that on purpose, didn't you? Because I know I'm the most decisive person in the world.
That's correct. That is correct.
Well, we finished last night with crafting, didn't we?
Yes, we did a little bit of first aid. That is what we did.
Yes.
So, as a notice, again, I've mentioned it in the intro, but our dear Fox right here is what we call an absolute beginner. She has not finished many games. In fact, you have finished one game. Is that correct?
Yes, pretty much.
You have finished one game. So we have finished Valheim together. So when I explain something, if you know how to click the clack and if you know to tick the tag, this is not the help for you. This is truly the help for an absolute beginner who doesn't really know how to use the controls, who doesn't really know how to use the mouse and keyboard, and really doesn't know the functions of a video game. And I'm trying to explain this as best as I can for absolute beginners. So if you say this is well too slow and this takes too much of time, you can fuck right off. So with that being said, let's get into things. Let's get your pet first. Because you told me yesterday you want to have the wolf pet as well.
The warg.
The warg. So that means you need to stash your current monster.
Which is where I was before. Huh?
Correct. And I need to switch really quickly over to my main screen because I want to invite you into my group. And I don't want to show your name on stream. There we go. Now we can switch back. Because I don't want to show your name on screen. So you have to talk to your stable master over here. I am not phased in. Are we phased in yet? Yep, we are phased in. So you need to talk to your stable master over here. And stash your pet in. You can stash your pet in by dragging and dropping the pet. Now you're talking to the hunter trainer. To the left there is a little dwarf, and this is your stable master. And you have to click on the stable master to drag your pet in.
Oh, it's sad. I've got attached to this guy.
Well, the cool thing is you can switch back and forth. Training a pet is a little bit of a mixed bag, But again, we'll worry about that way later. Now you have stashed away your pet, which means you have now nothing available to you. Which means we're now making our way into Dun Morogov, where we found my timber, and you're gonna tame a new Digimon. I want to say Pokemon and Digimon. We're gonna tame a new monster. So, that's the current plan. Timber, however, is a rare, and the rare can be there, maybe it is not there. We have to check it, and we maybe have to wait a little bit. However, did you bring all of your leather with you? Yes, you did. Cool. I will buy a few things if you need your if you have your leather with you, because we can do stuff while we are on the playing field down there. So let's buy a few threads. Let's buy a few threads and let's head on out. Let's head on out. Now you jump down. Now you jump down. As for the quality, I'm sorry guys, we have to reduce a little bit of the stream quality on Fox's end, because Fox's connection and PC is a little bit of a potato level, and we have to manage what we can. However, the quality should be good enough for you to recognize what happens on Fox's stream, so you can actually see what's happening. Because we will be, in the purpose of the absolute beginner guide, we will be switching a lot to her point of view, so you can see what she can see.
Especially when I die by fall damage, right?
Well, has that happened so far?
Not yet. You tried to push me off a banister, but you didn't manage.
I did not try to push you off. I lured you off. That's a difference. I am innocent. You jumped on your own. I did nothing. I did nothing. You jumped on your own. But yeah, as you guys can see, we will be switching point of view very, very regularly when I have a guest with a screen. Today I'm saying scream all the time. If I have a guest with a screen on the side, I wanna use my picture-in-picture mode to have my guest there as well, because I think it looks really nice. And my guest is doing the most important thing in video games, killing rabbits. But let's focus on getting timber first. Place. Fox. Move!
And a rabbit is a rabbit.
For your information, my dear viewers, we do enjoy quite a lot of banter between each other. So there will be a lot of shit talking between each other. So if I shit on her, she will shit on me the same way. So don't be surprised if it gets a little feisty sometimes, because that's just how our friendship apparently works.
Okay.
Right click for skinning, correct.
Yes.
Right, as for what jobs did our dear Fox choose? Well, since she is playing a hunter, I will try to be as self-sufficient with her. So that means she will have skinner and she will have leatherworking. Skinning you've already got to know, so you know how to skin things. So that is just not all about repetition. And if we have to wait for timber, we're gonna get into leatherworking, because we can do that on the field a little bit. But let's see, we are very, very close to timber. It's on this hill right here, and let's see if we can find him. So how was your day, Fox?
Terrible. It was okay. It was a good, well, kinda. Apart from being tortured in the gym.
Yeah, that happens. Unfortunately.
But
oh, there's a copper. There's another copper. I'll get that copper later. Let's see.
I have to get used to not having a pet.
Yep, I mean, it will hopefully happen pretty soon, but it looks like timber is not here. It looks like timber is not here. Yup, timber is not here, unfortunately.
Can I call my wolf Justin?
No. Justin?
Justin.
Why Justin?
Justin Timberlake.
Oh no. So, guys, You might have noticed that this fox throws a lot of puns. And they're terrible. They're terrible.
Yeah, that's a different fox there.
Yeah, that's a different fox. Sure. So we basically have to stand around here, and there's Timber.
Oh.
There's Timber. So you have to do the thing that I did yesterday. Your focus is to tame Timber, and I'm gonna kill the ads. And you're gonna start attacking or taming Timber once he reaches this fallen tree right here. If he's between the trees, you will start your taming ability. So if you look into your action bar, you will notice, correct, that is the tame beast. And this tame beast is the one that you need. And once...
Okay, so more or less here.
Correct. If he reaches here, he's coming. Once he's at the apex, you will start taming. Start taming?
Tab him.
Mm-hmm. Come a little closer. Come like here. Come like here. And once he's in range, you will start the taming process. And I'm going to try and kill the ads of him. So he's coming. Don't right click him, please. And he's coming. Start the taming. There we go. The wolves are taken care of. Wonderful.
Ouch.
You should be able to make it. Wonderful.
Alrighty.
Wonderful. Now you have Justin. Oh no. Are you actually gonna name him Justin?
Well, I don't have a different name at the moment. I can rename you.
No, you
I?
can't.
Okay.
You can't. Please, if you choose a name, choose the right name, please. But now you have to feed your animal, because your animal is now on red loyalty. And if you don't feed the animal, it can actually run away in the beginning. So
okay,
you have...
So A6 and click on meat.
Mm-hmm, correct, because the meat or the diet of the wolf is just meat. So you have to feed him meat, and he will eat a lot. So he will definitely eat a lot. Now, how do you gain loyalty with a pet? There's two ways of gaining loyalty with a pet. First of all is just feeding it, but there is a second part to it. You need to battle with the animal as well. The pet will receive half of your experience. So if you battle with your pet, it will gain loyalty as well. And battling is necessary to level the loyalty level. So you have to fight with it. Now run around, you're still level 12. So that means you can kill most animals around. And you can kill animals, skin them, and get a little bit of loyalty with your pet.
I forgot my tab.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
That's good. You're now on green. You're now on green green loyalty with the pet, which means it will now do 125% damage. So it will do additional damage, and you will gain loyalty while you fight. Now you will notice that it's not holding aggro. You need to teach it growl. Do you remember how to teach it growl?
Yeah. No.
No? On the right side, next to your hearthstone, you will see the beast training manual. And since it's level 10, since you found Timber at level 10, you can teach it growl level 2 already. The better version of growl.
So should I just go straight for
Yes.
growl level 2?
Yes.
Alright.
You will go straight for growl level 2. And now you see that the growl is shiny in the pet hotbar. It is like it is circling with stars. That means the skill is now activated. And it will use the skill when it can. And now your pet will hold aggro much, much, much better. And again, as I've told you yesterday, the pet control is important. So send your pet forward first and then attack ideally. Because the earlier your pet is at the enemy, the better it is. Alrighty. Now we have a little bit of a choice where we want to level. We can level in Dun Morgoth, so we can stay here. If you open up your map with M, you will see that Questy shows you a lot of available quests. So we can level here. We can go over towards the humans and level in Elwyn too. So we have Elwyn as a choice, and we have Dun Morgoth as a choice. So basically, do you want to be in a forest, or do you want to be in the mountains?
Oof, what difference does it make?
Absolutely zero, it's just where we were going to go.
Where would you suggest?
I would suggest that you make a choice.
I can't swear on stream.
No, you can. Absolutely. You can absolutely swear on screen. On stream, not scream. I'm screaming now. God damn it.
That's your fault because you did scream about 30 times.
Yes.
I was listening. Shall we go to the forest?
To the forest. Okie dokie.
The forest. I have bad memories of mountains.
You have bad memories of mountains. We're not going to go into that. Okay, that means we shall make our way back to Iron Forge. And while you do things, I will do a little bit of mining because my character still needs to level a bit of mining. And I need to level up my skinning too, but we will do that in Elwyn. However, before we head over to Elwyn, we will teach you how to craft leather gear. Because in Ironforge, we will teach you leatherworking.
Okie dokie.
So that means you have to go towards the east, and which you are doing. And I can do this. Oh, we are still on your screen, which is pretty cool. And I have to toot my snoot because the Polanski is killing me.
It's kind of funny because I have Twitch open on my tablet and it's way behind the actual sound.
Yes. Because there is a delay between, of course.
Delay on the tablet is terrible.
Yeah, your tablet delay is something like 40 seconds at its peak. Like really bad. Just walk down there. You should survive, technically, hopefully.
There's a rabbit.
Oh yeah, sure. Shoot the rabbit.
Technically.
You're in the gray zone, that's good. So what is your skinning level? I can't read it because it's blue on white. If you go to skills, that is correct. That's the correct window. Go to the bottom tab, which is called skills. And there you can see the full skinning, and you have skinning 48.
48.
Kill a few more things so you get at least to skinning 50 level.
Okay. Can I kill you?
Well, you, well, I mean, you can kill me at least once. There will be a lot of skin, but there will most likely be questions from the police. So, I'm not so sure you want that. So let's head over to Iron Forge. Because I have to do the same because my skinning is on 55. Alrighty. And if you kill an enemy that is grey, which this wolf was in this case, you will not gain any experience. If the enemy is 6 levels below you, you will not gain experience. You can still do stuff like skinning. You can still level stuff like skinning. But your personal level will not increase if the enemy is 5 levels below you. And it will drastically decrease if the enemy is 5 levels above you as well. It is to prevent experience like flooding. What's your skinning now? Your skinning is now exactly 50. That is great. Let's head over to Ironforge. So come back to north, please. And then we're gonna visit the leather worker, and you will do a lot of leather gear. Alrighty, I will give you a few things already.
Let me guess. I'm going to do it whether I like it or not.
Can you guys see what kind of friends I have? Terrible. Terrible friends. Please accept the trade. You cancel the trade, woman! I have terrible friends, as you can tell, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Since we have a little bit of downtime then, you know what that means! We're gonna have Fox time!
It's Melvor time.
It's Melvor time! Well, we're not switching to Melvor now. Well, I technically could. It would look a little odd, but we technically could. Now, do you remember how to find the leather worker?
Yes.
So, how do you find him?
You go into the big building. You search every single room until you find her again.
No. That's...
You ask the palace guard.
Yes, that is the correct answer. If you don't know where to go in Final Fantasy, in World of Warcraft, you ask one of the guards, and these people are really, really nice, and they're gonna tell you where you need to head to. So, my dear Fox, would you please talk to a dwarf with a magnificent beard?
How are you? In a Scottish accent.
How are ya? And then you go to the professions trainer, please. And I know the picture-in-picture is not perfect. The unfortunate truth is that I can't really do this any other way. I could switch the border, but then it's not uniform if I switch the border. If I switch the border, it's not uniform, unfortunately.
Okay, northwest side.
Just go into Ironforge, you will see it much clearer. If you go into Ironforge, you see your minimap change, and if you now open your regular map with M, you will see where it is.
Oh, okay. This is the red flag here.
Correct.
Alright.
Usually red flags are bad, in this case, this is good.
Alrighty. Let me just close this.
And while you do this, I will lock on Windy real quickly and get a few items. Walk to your leather crafting trainer, and then we will continue from there. And I will lock on Windy really quickly. Maybe not. We can do that windy thing later. Alrighty, you need to go right. There would have been a small little tunnel to get there, but you can keep walking, and you can walk to the right side now, and you will see an opening in the ring. Alrighty. And now, once you're near the flag, look at the signs outside of the buildings. You need to go into the inner ring. You will see it in the inner ring. Go to the inner ring, that's correct. And to your left, you will see the red flag, and you can see the signs outside of the buildings. And if you go up there, you will see a sign. Hover with the mouse, and that sounds pretty good. It's leather goods, so you will head in and you will find your crafting master.
Ooh.
Why can't I move this shit again?
Oh, I missed.
Words now. Well. Okay, you will find that's the skinning trainer. You will already learn the journeyman, so you can get to 150. If you mouse over the icon, you will know what it says.
Which icon?
The journeyman skinning icon, so the greenish skinny icon. If you mouse over a icon, you can read what it does.
Advanced skills in skinning the leather from beasts for use in leatherworking. Gives a potential skinning skill of 150. Requires a skinning life, which I have, I believe. Or I have.
Yep. So that means if you learn this or train this now, your limit is no longer 75. Your limit is now 150.
Okay. Thank you, Balthus.
Alrighty.
Off with you. Charming.
And you will
really
find
correct.
your leathering trainer in there as well. Journeyman leatherworker sounds pretty good. There's the supplies, so you will find something like threads in there. And you have to talk to one of these leatherworking trainers.
Oh, red dye.
Can you tell she likes red? There's train me. Okay, you will click on the train me button, correct? And now you can see there are all the things that you can learn. If you open up your leatherworking skill next to your hearthstone, you will find you already know a few recipes. Alright, you have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of leather, but scroll down the entire thing and you will see trade goods, light leather. This is where you will start leatherworking. So you can make 28 of those. Click into it. And you can see there are leather scraps. So craft those leather scraps. These are easy first levels you can get in leatherworking.
Create all.
Create all is very easy if you don't want to specify a number and just craft everything. Wonderful. And you will see you're gaining now levels for it, and everything's hunky dory. And while you do this, I wanna get your camera, your video game camera, a little bit more adjusted, because now I have time to actually do things properly. So,
You didn't say it right though.
yeah.
When you say hunky dory, you have to say everything's hunky dory.
Honky dory!
Hunky dory.
Honky dory! And I need to add the filter. That's the wrong filter. Guest feed. Filter here. Filter here. That's the wrong filter. That's the right filter. Wonderful. Now I can do this correctly. Because I need to push your screen a little bit more to this side. That looks pretty good. Now push the screen a little bit more to this side. And I apologize for doing this on stream, on stream, guys. But I have now the opportunity to fully craft this. So let me adjust this really quick.
You've been eating too much cream again, haven't you?
Yes.
You've just covered your face by the...
I know. I'm adjusting the window. Give me a break.
Never.
I'm adjusting the window. Now I need to make it a little bit higher.
That's it. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the left.
Yeah, that's my life. That's my life, basically. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's basically my life. So if you want to know what it looks like to build a stream, well, this is how it looks like. And now it doesn't fit, because of course it doesn't. Well, it should be good enough right here.
Calling me out for being too large again.
I'm not saying no, I'm not saying anything. No. Don't say a thing. Don't say a thing. You will get murdered in your sleep next time. Don't say a thing, please.
Yes, you will.
I will get murdered in my sleep. I would prefer to stay alive. That would be great. Thank you very much. And now it should look pretty decent, because now we can see pretty much the full screen, which is nice. Now you have done all of your light leather. So you want to be pretty efficient when it comes to crafting, because you don't have that many materials left. So look through the orange things that you can craft, because a orange crafting means you are guaranteed a skill point. So look through the things that you can craft and determine which one has the least amount of materials needed to advance. There is a pretty easy tell. The one with the highest number is usually pretty good.
So like a light armor kit.
Yes, if you look at it, it's just simply one light leather. So let's click on the cloak, for example, and look at the cost of the cloak. You will see it's already 2 leather. So you're losing half of the amount of possible skill points that you can gain. So if you want to level as efficient as possible, craft the stuff with the least amount of material that gives you skill points, which in this case is a light armor kit. And you might not want to craft all of the light armor kits. So I suggest you do 20 units, for example, and see where it goes. So you click on the light leather armor kit, you specify a number down in the bottom, like 20 for example, and then you create, not create all, you press create, and now it's doing 20 of these kits. And now you will just observe your crafting window. Once it reaches yellow, it's still good, but once it reaches green, you might want to look for a different recipe. Now you've noticed it has gotten yellow. That means there is still a high chance in getting skill points, but it's not guaranteed. And if you just crafted one and you didn't get a skill point. So yellow is not guaranteed to get one. And on green, the chance is actually really, really bad. So let me adjust this monitor here right too. Let me adjust this monitor right here as well.
So what is crafting good for then, like, to resell things?
Yes, not only to make money. That's one of the biggest purposes of crafting, of course. But there is also the purpose of crafting your own gear, for example. Some gear only the leather worker can wear. So you cannot buy this gear, you have to craft it yourself. So that is one of the perks of being a leather worker. And this perk of crafting something and only you can wear it is something that gets further explored in the Burning Crusade. In the Burning Crusade, you can become a specialized leather worker, And this specialized leatherworker lets you craft really, really strong armor at the cost of not being able to sell it. Now you have crafted 20. It's still yellow, so you can craft a little more. Here's a tip. The colors can only change every 5 skill levels. So it can only change on 45 or 50. So craft a few more. You want to craft a few more until it is green. The same, yes. You will just craft a few more until it is green. So 5 is a good choice. So let's look at it. You didn't get a skill point again. Now you got one. Got one again. And now it's green. So you want to abort now. You want to like move or something. And now you have 45. You've gained now 45 skill points. So you might want to talk to your trainer and learn new recipes now. So click on something green.
One of these ones.
And generally, you want to learn every recipe that they have. So just press on train, and learn all of the recipes that they can have. Now you know new stuff. Now go back into your leather skill. And don't forget to feed your pet, because you can do that as well. Speaking of which, mine wants food too.
I have no meat left.
You have no meat left.
Yes.
I have raw meat. Can I feed it raw meat?
Yes, you can feed it raw meat as well. The pet doesn't care.
Okay.
Pet doesn't care. Now open up your leathering skill once again.
Leathering skill is this one.
And now we're looking for a yellow or an orange recipe that uses the least amount of material. So let's look through it. That's an 8 to 4. That's pretty expensive. That's a 6 to 1. The cloak is looking mighty handy though. It's a 2 for 1. So that's pretty good. So we might want to craft a few cloaks. You have the small leather pouch as well. So that's also really good. Let's look into this one. That's a 3 for 4. But it is a guaranteed skill point. So there's no chance of losing a skill point with this one. So that is a good one for you to level up even further. And something like, I don't know, like 10 skill points. You can scroll down a little bit more because you can make quivers. You're a hunter, right? You want to use quivers. However, that costs 4. But if you look at this one, it's 8 slots for 10% speed. Now look at the quiver you have equipped. You have one in your bottom right bar. But look, it's a 6 slot. So this quiver you can craft is technically better. So you might want to craft one of those to improve your quiver. So you forego the efficiency, but you have something that improves your character now.
Okay.
So now you have crafted it. Now let's equip it. So you need to empty your quiver to unequip it. So drag all of the arrows into your inventory. Wonderful. Now you can drag the quiver into your inventory and replace it with a new one. Now close and open the bags again, or click on it, and now you have a better quiver. And if you want to make the Hana happy, you're gonna craft me a quiver as well.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ah, well. And I'm gonna do the same. And while you do this, while you explore your stuff, you can keep on crafting. I'll return over here because we're gonna give you bigger bags.
Crafting, should I craft a cloak?
No, because I would craft the ammo pouch. It does cost one more, but it is a guaranteed skill. That is very important. It is a guaranteed skill. So I would craft probably 3 to 8. Because remember, every 5 levels is important.
Where can I see how much it costs me?
You see the light leather amount. It needs 3 and 4 coarse threads.
Okay. Alright. So, about...
I don't know, just decide how many you want. I would do something like 8, but you have to decide on your own how many you want to craft. The most important thing is you want to keep it at least yellow. Orange, of course, is the absolute best, but you want to keep it at least yellow.
They call it yellow.
We all live in a yellow leatherine.
Terrible.
Now you have reached 50. Do you remember that you could upgrade your skinning after 50?
Yes.
Well, you can do the same with your leather worker as well.
Salutations. Can I help you?
But you will not be able to train 150 on this person. Why is that? Look at this person's name. It's the journeyman leather worker. This person right here is the expert leather worker. There is a step in between, and that's the apprentice leather worker, and we have to find that one. Now, we have been in 3 major cities. We have been in Darnassus for the Night Elves. We have been in Stormwind for the humans, and we are in Ironforge for the dwarves. Who do you think will do the most with leather?
The master.
No, which race? Will it be the Night Elves? Will it be the dwarves? Or will it be the humans?
In leather.
In leather.
Probably the Night Elves.
That is a very good guess. So to further advance your leatherworking skills, we have to return to Darnassus. For now, we can keep crafting, but if we want to advance past the 75, we need to go to Darnassus.
Am I doing this right?
You're doing it completely correct.
Okay, so trade.
Trade. Now I have given you new bags. These are 10er bags. You will replace your 8er bags with it, but we can do that later. For now, your inventory is looking mighty full. Now,
I gave you a handbag.
I gave you a handbag, yes. Now, your inventory is looking mighty full.
Yes.
You can do 2 things now. You can do either sell your stuff at the vendor for the vendor price, or you could try to sell it in the auction house and make a little bit of silver off of it. I can tell you from experience, the stuff that you crafted right now will not earn you any coin in the auction house. So we're gonna sell it at the vendor.
Okay.
So that means speak to your supplier over here and sell a few things you don't need and you have crafted right now.
No. I would like to sell you something. So what should I sell?
You're gonna sell the gray stuff, of course. And you're gonna sell your small ammo pouches and your excess of bandages that we have produced yesterday.
These ones.
This is the small ammo pouch, correct? But
Okay, so
you're gonna
still,
keep
yeah.
you're gonna keep 2 of those. You're gonna give me one of those as well, because I have something planned for level 16.
Okay.
So you're gonna give me one of those, and you're gonna keep one of those.
Okay.
Daylight's burning.
The bandages, you have heavy linen, so you don't need the normal linen, so you can sell them as well. You can sell your old quiver, you no longer need this one as well. You can sell the ammo patches, you don't really need them, we're gonna step up pretty soon. In your backpack, the first row.
This one? No.
The first row from the top. In your backpack. First row of your backpack. There we go. There we go. No, that's the scrap. The leather kits. You don't need those as well. Yes.
Okay.
And you're gonna give me one of those ammo pouches.
Okay, so I can exit.
Yes. Now you have a little bit more inventory. Now you can keep on crafting stuff. For a quick trade, you can simply drag the item on me and it will automatically open the trade window. Or you can right click it as well. You can drag it on me now. Drag it on me. Not on the gnome, on me. There we go. It automatically did it. Very good. Now you're gonna keep crafting. You can also, before you go crafting, you can replace your woolen bags with the silky ones. So empty your first woolen bag. Well done. Now you can drag it off your inventory on the bottom and replace it with the silk bag. That's actually the wrong one. The leftmost one.
I got the left from right, right?
Yes, right, left, right. And now you're gonna just simply right click it. That works. Just simply right click it. And now it's in.
Okay.
And now you're gonna do that with the other two woolen bags as well. Because these have 8 amount of space instead of 10 amount of space instead of 8. You have 10 now instead of 8. Too many numbers. Open up all bags again. Press B and B again. Your silk bag is empty, so you can use your silk bag as a dumping ground.
Okay.
Inventory management. A pain since 2003. And now you can replace both woolen bag in one shot.
Okay.
Now the other one, and now right click your 2 new silk bags. And now you can keep those woolen bags for something later. We're gonna show you the bank later. But for now, sort your inventory a little bit, and then we're gonna keep on crafting things. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, dear viewers, this is an absolute beginner help. So if you know the clickety clack and the tickety talk, this is the wrong video for you. I'm trying to teach my friend how to play the game. So if this is too slow for you, you can F off. Like, for reals.
And if you don't like puns, the same.
Pretty much what she said.
Okay. Those are up there. Oh, the runestone was up there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put there. Runestone up there.
The skinning knife is also pretty important.
Yeah.
I always have the top bag or the last bag as the important bag so I don't accidentally sell something. Because that happened before, many times. You can't drag that into your bar because it's not a usable item.
Oh.
Because it's not technically food, it's meat.
Okay. Okay, so shall I continue crafting with
Yes.
Brenda here?
Yes. You're gonna craft until you're... Yeah, train me is fine. You can leave the window of train me actually open. So you can leave that open at the same time as you're crafting. So train me, click on train me. You can leave that open. And now you're gonna open parallel your leatherworking window. Just click on
it. This one. Oops.
The one in your right side where your hearthstone is.
I'll never get used to that.
We're gonna take it. Okay, now you have to find another recipe that is really good. If I recall correctly, the ammo pouch actually was still good. And it is. So let's keep on crafting the ammo pouch.
Okay.
Now we've reached 55. It's still orange, so that's still very good. Now it's yellow. As you can see, we have reached 5 levels. But yellow is still very good, so let's keep on crafting.
Finished. I
Okay.
finished my light leather.
Wonderful. That means you're now out of material. So that means you need to do more skinning.
Okay.
Okay.
Or skinny dipping.
We can't show that on screen, unfortunately. Would be fun, but it would be fun once and then probably never again. Because we would receive a ban.
Yes, you'd also lose followers.
I would actually not be so sure about that sentence. So, learn your last few skills that you can learn.
So...
And now you're gonna feed your pet again. And then we are finished for now. And then we're gonna head into Elwyn because we're gonna start leveling. We don't have that much time left in the stream. However, we still have roughly half an hour for the stream, but we will continue tomorrow, especially if the Fox has time tomorrow and we can enjoy a little bit more co-op action.
Yep. Should have about the same sort of time.
There you go.
Because you like to suffer, so...
Well, I mean, sure.
Guys, you are my witnesses. He brought this upon himself.
Yes, and you need to clear a little bit of your inventory, but you can see you have a lot of stuff in your inventory.
Ah, shoot. I forgot about that bit.
There are vendors everywhere, literally. But since you're a creature of habit, you're a woman, so that means you will walk the extra mile back because that's the one vendor you know.
He's my friend. His name is Bombus. And I'll sell all of these right
Yep.
now.
Once we reach Stormwind, we're gonna show you the bank where you can offload things you do not need for the moment.
You okay? Done that? You too.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Now let's head over to the Flight Master and fly ourselves to Stormwind.
I like this place better. The staircases are all straight.
You want to tell the people about your mortal enemy?
Yes, my eternal mortal enemy that I hate extremely, and it has a way of killing me are spiral staircases.
Yes. And
They want to be death with me every single time.
certain mammoth-looking things. And you're walking not towards the Griffin Master. If you want to open up your map, you can see where I am.
Yeah. And that's a wall.
That's very much a wall. I didn't make you cry that hard today, so you shouldn't have to stare at the wall.
It's a wonder wall, obviously. Oh, I can do zero.
You're walking into the train station. Fine, take the train. Take the train. You're gonna take the train. I'm gonna fly.
No, I want to fly.
Ah, then come to the Griffin Master. I'm already flying. You see this little shoe with the Pegasus feathers on it.
This thing here,
Yes, you need to go there. We need to show this on screen. Thankfully, I have the picture-in-picture. So you can see the absolute menace of orientation skills this woman has. She told me she has an extremely good sense of direction.
In real life.
In Valheim and in this game, I very, very vehemently disagree. But the YouTube comment section can be the judge of that. Is my friend good at navigating worlds?
I can see your face. Don't pull those faces at me.
I mean, now can she make it? Can she make it? Can she take the turn?
I can't see.
She's gonna make it. Can she get to the Griffin Master? She found it. Do I have my applause? I do.
Where do I have to go?
You go to Stormwind, please. There we go.
Bye bye.
She made it to the Griffin. I am super happy that she made it to the Griffin.
Well, it's good for a non-Gryffindor.
No, because you technically told me you're a Gryffindor now.
Well, that was because that's silly test. I will always be a Hufflepuff at heart.
I have to admit that the last test you sent me had nothing to do with Harry Potter.
Exactly.
Like, absolutely nothing. That was such a bad test.
Yes. So thank you very much. I will keep my Hufflepuff status and be proud of it.
Well, you told me you were a Hufflepuff, and unfortunately I have to fully agree. You are what Hufflepuff is all about.
Yeah.
Absolute airheads. You're not saying no.
I told you I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm not denying it.
You told me I was a Slytherin.
No.
So, I mean, I do like Harry Potter, but I haven't read the books, so I'm kind of guilty of that. I still need
I
to.
would have called you a Ravenclaw.
Right, you told me I was a Ravenclaw, right. Slytherin was someone else.
Slytherin, you're not a bad guy. Not really. Not all the time. Only sometimes. 3/4 of the time.
Okay.
70% of the time.
70%, we're gaining. We're gaining, folks.
But you're not a Slytherin.
No. I don't think I would dabble in forbidden curses. I definitely break rules.
You're definitely good at curses.
Not those kind of curses. I can curse real good in German.
You can probably curse real good in several languages.
That's true. And you are almost at the Stormwind, and we're gonna be a while in Stormwind. Because as the second episode of World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and the third episode of World of Warcraft Turtle and all the other episodes of World of Warcraft we've done, all roads lead to Westfall. They always do. As all roads lead to the Barrens and to Crossroads on the Alliance side, all roads lead to Westfall. Why do all roads lead to Westfall? Well, Westfall entails the first dungeon for the Alliance, which is the Dead Mines. And that's the only dungeon, really, that actually yields a good item for hunters. There is a guaranteed item that we're getting, a chest piece that is really, really strong. And there is a possible weapon that we can gain, which is decently as well.
I just sat down on your head.
Now let's keep going. I'm gonna show you where the innkeep is, and I'm gonna show you where the bank is, where you can offload things you do not need, like your woolen bags for the moment. You can just simply jump down.
Do I have to call my pet or just do they?
You don't have to call it, but if you call it, it might gain loyalty.
Okay.
Now this is the innkeep. We're gonna talk to the innkeep and make this our home for now, because we're gonna be here for a while.
I buy and trade.
There's a lot of people here.
Yep. Stormwind is usually considered the main hub for the Alliance. You will see the innkeep over there. Talk to that nice woman. Yep. And make this in your home. There you go. And now we're gonna go to the bank, which is conveniently right next to the innkeep. It's right next to it. That's left next to it. That's right next to it.
To be fair, you didn't say go right because it's right next to it.
No, it was right next to it, literally right next to it. Now you will talk to Newton and you have your deposit box. And in this deposit box, this is your bank, which you can expand later on. However, you can drop everything in that you do not need, like for example, your woolen bags. Or for the moment, the ammo pouch. Correct. And now we're done here, and now we're getting back out, and we are...
No, I don't have to purchase anything, do I?
Nope, not now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear nice guy.
He said, see you later. He was nice.
Now we're gonna buy a few more arrows, not only because we have a bigger bag, but we are on half amount. And as a hunter, having a few arrows, of course, is a nice thing to have. So we're gonna...
I'm glad you put the moon above your head. It would be chaos in here if otherwise.
Okay, so I need to remove it.
No!
Righty. You go to this vendor, correct? And you click on next. So you flip the pages. Flip the pages, and there you can see your arrows. And you're gonna buy the cheap arrows for now. These are level 10s. These are a little bit better, but we are going for the cheap arrows now. The rough arrow.
Rough arrows?
Yes.
Okay.
Because currently the extra damage is not worth the extra investment. Here we go. Now there's another reason why we're going to Elwyn. Unfortunately, it did not happen yet. It can still happen until we're outside. There is something that can happen. There are two, well, let's call it super bosses in the game. The first super boss is called Onyxia, and the other is called Nefarian. These are dragons. And if a guild or a raid group slays one of these dragons, they can bring the head home and pull the head up in Stormwind. And you can see it on the right. You can see hanging Onyxia's head if you look up right now. And there's Nefarian's head on the right. And above us, there is Onyxia's head.
Ah.
If one of these heads despawns and a new head is placed down, if you are in Stormwind, for that moment, you will receive an amazingly strong buff for 2 hours that raises your attack power by 140. Now, open up your character screen with C, and you will see ranged attack, the bottom right. You will see there is power. How much power do you have? Look, there are several columns and rows.
116.
116. Now imagine what would happen if you receive a buff that will increase this by 140 for 2 hours. You're basically twice as strong. And that incredibly helps when it comes to killing things. Incredibly helps. So welcome to Elwyn. This is the starting zone for the humans. And you poison the rabbit. Righty.
I was going to die anyway.
Oh, hello, dear.
Now let's keep on walking into Elwyn, because there is a lot of stuff to do. Now in Elwyn, you would probably, most likely, very likely, level your skinning quite a lot. So there is a lot of stuff to skin in this area.
Oops.
Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer. That is correct, Polly. That is the skill. Good old Elwyn. Yep, Elwyn is a great, great, great zone. Now, we have a few quests to take here, so let's just accept every single quest that we can find. And then we are on our way.
Well met.
Hey there. Have a good one.
Alright.
See you later.
Look, I did it right this time.
Very good. I'm so proud of you.
358 times.
You clicked the wrong thing. Hey, that means you're learning. You're brute forcing, but you're learning.
Hey there.
Now need to go back. Because you just received the quest that you can immediately turn in.
Okay.
And then you go... Yep. And then you go into the forge. There is someone with a quest in the forge as well.
Need help? For the alliance.
Go into the forge.
This place.
That's not a forge. That's an inn.
I was looking at the horses.
Sure. Look around. And there it is.
Well, you could do lots for me, my dear.
I feel a divorce happening. Now we go into the inn. And there's another quest inside of the inn.
You need something?
Right around the corner.
Hey there.
Ah, he's bold.
What can I help you with?
Alrighty.
Calm down.
For the alliance.
Oi.
If you need some meat for your wolfy wolf,
Yes, I need to talk to you. Stop turning your back on me. Oh, how dare you? Yes, you're saying if I need some meat?
well, there's a butcher.
Ah, but it's got flies around it.
We're in the Middle Ages. We're standing in the kitchen. There's literally meat on the table. Of course there are gonna be flies. This is not sanitized, woman.
What?
The closer the level of the meat is to your pet, the better. Which means your pet is level 10. So what's better, level 0 or level 5?
Level 5.
Level 5. So buy 20. So 4 meats, because it's 5 each. Buy 20 of them, and this is now your exclusive pet food.
Okay. I need a bed for my dog. My doggo.
You need a name for your doggo.
Yes, I need a name.
And please don't let it be Justin.
If anyone has any suggestions, I will be happy to take suggestions.
The chat can decide. There you heard it.
There you go.
But that, when you say that, it's normally me.
True. Because unfortunately I have not been lucky with viewership. But that day might come someday. So that is why we're doing this. Now we are going to do Justin. Well, you cannot chat your own chat. You're not allowed to do your own vote.
You know who you're talking to.
Do you guys know why I have gray hair? There's a reason for me getting gray hair. I have eye rings. I have eye bags everywhere. My health has deteriorated. There's a reason for that.
Yes, since July last year.
My life has been over. We're gonna head into the farmlands of the Melchiors, and you need to feed your petty. And here we're severely outleveled. We're severely outleveling the enemy. So that means killing does not yield as much stuff as it could have. So we just need to simply do the quests. So keep running to the other field. You are on the south field.
Ow!
You got hit by him.
I'm in the grey zone.
Hello. Have a good one.
Okay.
Well done, doggo.
How are you? Have a good one.
Alrighty. We need to come to the other field, to the west. You can already see it. So you need to come over to the west.
Go west. Ouch.
She's doing the game sounds, so she's becoming a gamer.
Well, I like jumping over people. It's fun.
So you're Eric Cartman.
Yep.
Now, here's a funny little thing. You can see only one quest. There's actually two quests here. If you talk to Auntie Bernice Stonefield, she has a quest for you as well. You need to be a little bit closer. But why didn't you see the quest? Well, you have out-leveled this quest, literally. But this quest still yields experience, so that's why we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Now we head over to the other field. So we're basically making the meat pie quest now. So that means the meat pie quest. Yes, there is a cow. And yes, you can shoot it.
Can I skin it?
Yes, you can skin it.
Good.
Now we need to head on the fields and we need to kill boars until each of us has 4 boar meats. And since we do have to level skinning, we can also skin these guys. Now, since they are level 5, that means we outlevel them and we cannot get any experience from them. So unfortunately, farming them for experience is not something that is available for us. We are outleveling these guys. However, we still need 4 boar meats, so we need to kill them until we have 4 chunks of boar meats.
How terribly boring.
This has been my life for the last year. I'm dying. I'm dying. It's killing me. Terrible. Terrible. Now I already have 4 boar meals, so what's on your side? Look into your inventory.
Bug.
You have a 1. So come over to the field. Let's kill some more boars. Because they are very abundant on the field itself.
They are very abundant. No, that didn't come out right. Oh, look, a rabbit.
Alrighty, I have still 5, so how many do you have? You just looted 1. I looted another one, so I have enough, so come over to me. We're gonna advance the quest. I'm gonna give you the bomb-it.
Thank you.
There we go. And there is Billy Melchior, the little bastard who stole the necklace. Now we need to bring 4 chunks of boar meat to Auntie. As you remember, Auntie is on the other field, so we're gonna head there.
Oh, you can't just walk through them.
Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, sure. Elwyn, as good and great as Elwyn is, and Elwyn unfortunately has a lot of walking. That's the only real downside to Elwyn. You walk a ton here.
Well, I've got my boots. I
These
know
are
what these boots are.
these are made for walking, yes. Because that is what they do. And these
And they
boots are
fall
gonna
all
walk
over you.
all over me, yes.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
Now we're speaking with Auntie. She immediately has baked a pie. And we're gonna bring that pie immediately to our beer Billy. So we're gonna walk back again. And then we can head into the mines!
Oh no.
And we get into the mines! Now, do you have a name for your pet?
Not yet.
That's not a good name.
No, because I can't look it up yet, can I?
No, not yet is not a good name. I have to take revenge somewhere.
You will pay for it. Dearly.
So you're telling me I'm gonna be on the Wall Street? No? Oh, badness. The wolf on the Wall Street! Can you please accept the quest? And turn in the quest? Stop frowning at me!
Ta-da.
Now we're gonna head into the mines!
I'm just going to wait until you start fishing.
Oh, that's gonna happen pretty soon. That's gonna happen Thursday or Friday, most likely.
Yep.
And I know how boring fishing can be. We need to kill these guys now for loot. So kill these guys. Oh, these are already stealing the ore, so I'm gonna head over here. I'll definitely gonna dedicate one episode to fishing. Where we're gonna do nothing but fishing. So I'm gonna dedicate one episode. And you know what? I had this great idea that you're gonna suffer with me.
Well, I might turn out to be better than you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not difficult to fish in World of Warcraft. It's just really hella annoying.
Yeah, you've seen how bad I fish in Stardew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stardew fishing versus this is so much more difficult. Like, so much more difficult. Like, fishing in Stardew... fishing World of Warcraft is nothing against Stardew. So we have to kill Gold Tooth, which is here. So I'm gonna tag him immediately. Now we need to loot Gold Tooth for his necklace. And now what do we need to do? We simply need to kill everything that we can see. So simply just run in and kill everything that you can see. We need a lot of these guys. Like a lot of these guys. And unfortunately they don't yield any experience. So we just need to kill them. Because we need a lot of gold dust and we need a lot of candles from these guys. So full damage, full grinding.
Full damage for the grind.
Yes. Quest design in the classic World of Warcraft is not the best. That means it's gonna be a lot of walk there, kill a lot of things, kill this, kill this. And hello, dear Sarika. And so quest design in World of Warcraft is... It could be better. You can tell its age by the quest design, because it's a lot of gather 10 this, gather 5 this, gather 10 this, kill 5 this, kill 10 this. It's a lot of kill this, gather that. To be fair, it didn't have any competition where it could get inspiration from, but the questing style of World of Warcraft has aged quite a bit. It doesn't mean that it is bad, it's just aged quite a bit. Just simply keep killing stuff.
I'm trying. I'm still getting used to the...
Sure. The controls.
Yes, that thing.
Again, as a reminder, Fox right here is an absolute beginner of video games. So, total noob. In Germany, we could say Kackboon to it.
That's you.
You play a hunt party. Yes, we have decided. Well, I decided I want to switch to Hunter. Because on World of Warcraft, I really do enjoy my Hunter. And our dear Fox right here basically has taken a liking to having a pet. And so she chose Hunter as well.
You just copied me.
Sure. Sure. I copied the fox
Pressing the wrong buttons.
because I couldn't have a fox in this version, so I had my own. You know, I have my own fox now with me, and you know, that is why we're playing Hunter.
That was a good answer.
I saved my skin with that one.
Yes, you did.
I'm not gonna die after stream.
Not yet.
Not yet. I can still do wrong.
Oh, you will.
I will do wrong. So it's not a matter of if, it's time. So yeah, the fox has chosen Hunter as her first class, which is a good choice when it comes to solo play. But Hunter has somewhat advanced techniques with the pet control. And ever since yesterday, we have started 2 days ago, I think. This is day number 3. And yesterday, we have reached level 10. And she has gained the ability to have a pet. And now she's getting into pet control, into melee range, into range. And well, she just now needs repetition. Because she's a starter. And the only thing that really is missing now is a lot of time and a lot of repetition.
And a lot of patience on your behalf.
Well, I was kind of bored with it.
You needed a challenge.
It's every time only a question when it is. Yeah, I kinda made my peace with it, that I'm at fault for everything, and basically I don't have control over my life now. So I'm a man. So I made peace with that. My life is over, and I'm glad that I'm allowed to live.
For now.
For now. So once Spooktober rolls around, that will be the last you hear of me. It has been nice. It has been nice. The YouTube channel will most likely be managed by the Fox, and what you will see in the future is just an AI. And you know.
I already cloned you.
How can you tell that I'm real? Maybe I'm not real. Maybe I'm fake all along. And
Yes,
some
you're
pet
the
leveled.
version.
Oh, Tal is leveled. So, when it comes to the game plan, the next few days will just be us leveling as much as we can. HANA AI will not really work, you think? Why? Why would an AI not work? I'm curious. But yeah, the gaming plan for the next few days. We're just gonna play. We're gonna teach. I'm special. Yeah, I don't know if is special good or is special bad.
He definitely has special needs.
I can't even deny that one. So yeah. We're just gonna play. We're gonna take 1 day out of this week if we can, if we have time, of course. It always depends if we both have time. We're gonna dedicate 1 day to fishing, most likely, because someone needs to share the pain that I have to feel when I fish. So we're gonna dedicate one day to fishing. So that's gonna be quite the interesting, boring day. And next week is still World of Warcraft week. And in 2 weeks, there's gonna be Final Fantasy week. Final Fantasy week or weeks. There will most likely be 2 weeks of Final Fantasy at least. Because the relic weapon releases in Final Fantasy. And we do want to get into the relic grind. And by we, I say we as in stream. And the Fox might actually be able to start Final Fantasy as well. We're gonna see about that.
R.
R? You're a pirate now?
R. Of course. I've always been a pirate.
Arr! Alright, mateys, we're gonna play Final Fantasy. Arr!
If you turned into artificial intelligence,
There's not much intelligence left.
Yes. Would that make you an Hanai rather than a Hannah?
Oh, that was terrible.
yep.
Because you have literally like 3 A's to choose from. You have the Hanaisaki, you have the Hanaisaki, and you have Hanazaiki. You have 3 I's to choose from. That was terrible. Arr, mateys. Arr, the pet Talis has leveled in loyalty. Arr, it's now a loyal pirate. She has gained loyalty. Now you still need 1 candle. Let's see. And then we can get out of here. However, there is a copper spawn. I want to get the copper spawn. Let's get the copper spawn. Because copper actually makes money. Copper makes actually money in this game.
Money, money, money.
Must be funny.
See, even Sarika is a pirate. See, well done, Sarika. You understand.
Yes, because she's called Sarika.
Sarika.
Sarika. So let's get out. We have finished our quests over here. So let's just leave the cave.
I was trying to kill my wolf. I got confused for a second.
Wild. Now again, Fox's pet still needs a name. The chat is allowed to choose the name for Fox's pet. Come on out.
It's Justin.
No, it's not Justin. I mean, it can be Justin. It's just bad.
R Fox.
R Fox, okay. So it's gonna be R Fox.
No, it's not gonna be R Fox.
Okay, it's not gonna be R Fox. So simply head out of the cave and we have to go towards the left side field to turn the quests in.
Look, you said left and I turned left.
I'm so proud of you. Finally able to do directions. But you only follow me because I have a moon above my head.
Yes. So stop mooning about it.
So I'm just gonna do a feint and give a mob the moon while I walk away.
Don't you dare. Because I will end up following you or someone random across the world.
That is actually such a good idea. That is actually such a good idea.
Don't you dare.
Oh well. We have done everything we wanted to do so far. So let's get into Goldwyn and log out for the day, because today's episode is coming to an end. We're gonna return tomorrow. The schedule, as I've mentioned before, has been updated. We're almost back to our normal schedule. So the current schedule of the stream is Monday through Friday, 20 to 22:30, so around 2.5 hours per day. We're gonna be live here on Twitch, and that's the foreseeable routine for now, because I managed to well, shift my work shift just a tiny bit, so that it is a little bit nicer for my lifestyle and for the stream times, of course. So yeah, we now have a little bit more time to stream, which is really, really, really cool. So hopefully, big hopefully, we're back on 5 days a week stream. It's not a promise, of course, and I still have to go on site sometimes, but hopefully we are back on 5 days a week now.
Light be with you. Be careful.
So let's turn in all of the quests.
Bye. Thank you. You too.
How are you? See you later. Safe travels.
The Alliance.
For the Alliance.
Greetings.
For the Alliance.
Oh no, this horrible corridor here. Hello, Chidorí. Okay. Hey there. See you later.
Level up!
Level up! It is tradition to scream level up when you level up. So, now for the last thing, please clear your inventory so you don't forget it. That is a good habit to have, to clear the inventory once you are ready to log out.
Who do I clear it with here?
That any vendor that you can find.
Ah.
Any vendor will do.
Oh, okay. So, broken boar tusk, chipped claw.
Any vendor will do.
Glowing wax stick? No. I need to turn that in.
You have a bag of marbles, so you can sell them, so you lost your marbles.
Bag of marbles. I don't
Yes.
have a bag of marbles.
You have a bag of marbles.
Why can't I see it? Oh.
Usually white items you don't need as well. Crafting materials is a different thing, of course. But white things like the marbles, like the simple dagger, like the gloves that you just got from a quest, you simply don't need. So it is safe to sell all of that stuff.
The scroll of spirit.
You don't need to sell this. You can use this next time. Just keep it for tomorrow. We're gonna use it tomorrow, so I can explain what spirit does, because we haven't really gotten into stats now and base stats. So we're gonna explain that tomorrow, and then we will head further into how your character actually works.
Okay. What about this one? The plain copper chain.
That you can also sell. Technically, you can put it into the auction house, but I can tell it will not be worth anymore.
Eat.
Correct.
Okay.
Now the 5 candles you can sell as well. You don't need those 2. Correct?
But what if the lights go?
It's not real life. It's not real life. It's a video game. Now, come out. You notice you level up. You know what that means when you level up.
Yes, you have to visit the trainer.
No, that's every 2 levels.
Okay.
What else does happen when you level up?
I have to do the... I know what I have to do, but I can't remember. Oh, I need to feed my dog.
So you know what you have to do, but you can't remember what you have to do, Neville Longbottom.
Yes.
Should I send you a rememberal?
Yes, please.
Okay. But it's only gonna turn red all the time.
I have to... where is it? I can't remember.
What do you have to do every single time you level up?
Apart from scream.
Yes, apart from screaming.
I can't remember.
Press N for talents. You have a talent point.
This one here.
Yes. We're gonna make our pet as strong as possible. Wonderful. Now, we're gonna end the day. So we're gonna end the day in an inn. So we receive a rested bonus. So we're gonna get inside here. And we're gonna put our half stone here as well. Because this inn is actually relatively useful. So we're gonna go to the innkeep over there. And we're gonna make this our home for now. So we can half over here when we need to. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So, that means today's episode is coming to an end. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Fox, for being here. We're gonna play tomorrow again if we get time to it. I'll be here definitely, and the Fox will join us when the Fox will join us. So that's about it. So, guys, if you want to become a Pokemon, join the live stream on twitch.tv/Hanazaki. Come into the chat. You can choose things like our pet names and all of that good jazz. And you can watch me suffer when the Fox is online, because it's a thing. It's a thing.
Absolutely. Yes.
So thank you very much for watching. Fox, do you have any last words to tell the people out there?
Yes. He's a wonderful guy, but don't trust him.
With that, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.